Class is dismissed, boys and girls.
You're in. The zone!
Previously on the YTV Retrospective.
Fair and balanced. This is news I can trust, unlike all that fake news.
YTV has many different blocks of programming that aired during the whole week. The ones that stayed around the longest would be two of them. There was of course Saturday mornings, which was a quintessential part of TV programming for kids. The other one became the most well-known. The block that takes place after school.
Check this out.
Everybody.
Check it out.
So, you just get back home after a long day of school. After you had a surprise math test, get bombarded by dodgeballs in gym,
I caught it! I'm safe! Ugh. Ugh.
and had to try and guess what that black thing was in the lunch special.
Chemical soup, which is being served hot and fresh, made from gnarly space ingredients left over from when it was raining rocks or whatever.
So what do? Sit down, relax, and turn to The Zone. Beginning in September of 1991, the After School Zone launched on YTV, airing from around 4 to 6 p.m. This program block featured host segments usually held in between and after the show, primarily as an entertaining segue to retain viewers and to provide some level of interaction with the audience. The hosts, known as program jockeys or PJs, would talk about topics like pop culture, viewer mail, events in the show being watched, humorous monologues, and even guest interviews and preview clips. They would also show off drawings done by kids who mailed them in, as well as announce birthdays to kids watching at home. What I like about the PJs is that it gives the channel a face, or in this case, many friendly faces, that welcome you with open arms after a long school day. It's something you never saw the likes of Teletoon or Family Channel try at all. There were many that started off the block, like PJ Jazzy Jan, PJ Rob, PJ Jamie, Gore the PJ Man, and one that would lead to a new beginning. We'll talk about him later. It wasn't just the PJs that were helping in introducing the shows, there were also puppet helpers. The first batch were known as the Grogs. These were created by Jason Hopley and Jamie Shannon. They were kind of weird monsters that have more of a friendly demeanor to them. Except for Warren Chester Grog, the Oscar the Grouch of the Grogs, who took over YTV and called it WTV. But it didn't last long, and ended the Grogs era in 1994.
Class is dismissed, boys and girls.
In 1993, the block had changed, and started to become its own beast. A new set, the Grogs were gone, a change in tone, and the After School Zone name was abbreviated to its long-lasting name, The Zone.
Class is dismissed, boys and girls.
You're in. The zone!
Now, attitude was the order of the day, seeing how it was the 1990s. You see, with the After School Zone, everyone acted as if they were your oldest sibling that you would look up to. Now, with the new main host, PJ Freshfield Guerrero, it was like talking more to your friend who can drive cars and do whatever they want. He was probably one of the most relaxed PJs to ever be on YTV. Take this clip for example. He is talking about how he got a parking ticket, and how he handled the situation. Listen to how he does it.
Law, this is what happens. So, let me tell you what you must do when you're driving. Okay, always have your license, your permit, and your insurance, because there are like fledgling drivers out there. You must know the...
See, that's the thing about Phil. He didn't talk down to the audience. He actually respected the viewers. Another puppet host would show up in the form of Snit, a talking purple bubblegum covered TV with eyes, voiced by Atul and Rao. Both, I think, had really good chemistry as presenters.
Very nice.
Is she against you getting married? Oh wait, I'm thinking of someone else.
What, are we getting married, Phil?
No, not me.
That would be a great Zone segment.
Now, what shows were airing during the first few years of the after-school zone in the Zone? A lot of syndicated shows with a few new shows added to the mix. Batman, Dennis the Menace, Captain Planet, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Some of the new ones included Samurai Pizza Cats, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the Bots Master. At some point, they were actually talking about sports with the certain baseball team.
Blue Jays, let's play ball.
The Toronto Blue Jays, one of Canada's only two Major League Baseball teams at the time, the other being the Montreal Expos, the first Canadian baseball team. The Blue Jays were fresh off of a 2-year World Series winning streak. YTV had a small series called the Junior Jays magazine, which is based off the magazine of the same name, that was looking to increase the younger fanbase of the team. The main host of the show was a character named Dr. J, who would appear on the Zone from time to time. You know, with Canada's pastime of hockey, I wonder how a Toronto Maple Leafs show would go.
The Leafs lost to a 42-year-old damn pony driver who works for them!
Yikes. Now I know how the kid from the sweater feels. Okay, how about the Toronto Raptors, Canada's current national basketball team?
The Raptors are champions!
Now that's more like it. A few years later, Snit would head out for space, and never return. Or so we thought, but we will see him again.
Someone with a career, too. You know, she looks great with her new glasses. I'm gonna see if she wants to go around the world with me, you know, share a couple of orbits. I wonder if a scientist could really go for an entertainment guy like me, you know?
Though there were a few hosts that helped Phil out, including Paul and Sandra. Things were going very smoothly, but in 1999, Phil left the Zone, but didn't travel far, helping out with other shows and puppet work for another group of puppets. To replace Phil was the dry Pat Kelly and the energetic Jenny Katie Rascott, who helped with another block during the early mornings for the preschoolers. We will talk about her legacy there soon enough. The set also changed to become more similar to that of a subway train. This duo of co-hosts arrived at the Zone at just the right time, as YTV had the rights to several shows that would define a generation of viewers. They were at the start of the big anime boom. This started with Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Digimon, and the biggest of the bunch, Pokemon. The co-hosts relished in it, and talked about any anime topic as much as they could. There was another reoccurring character that appeared in this era, a hand in a toilet. Yep, that was a thing that happened. But they also had another puppet character which was a weasel, who was on another show called Alpha 2 Omega.
I'm ugly and I got a small brain. Is there anything else you want to pick at? Mr. Big TV star!
No.
One other thing that started in this era was their own band, simply known as Nuclear Donkey. This was a band that would have a song featured on each CD of the Big Fun Party Mix series. It started here with Donkey Sneakers.
Donkey sneakers, donkey sneakers, donkey sneakers, donkey sneakers, donkey sneakers. Do you like the donkey sneakers?
At one point during their tenure, a bizarre plotline emerged involving electronic insects known as Yokomites, that were under the control of a mysterious chicken man named Fiendly Fowl. They were created by Fowl to destroy the station, should his demand to be given the station be ignored. At the end, there was an animated webcomic where Pat and Jenny went into the Yokomites' lair to defeat them. The hand in the toilet was killed when it saved them. Jenny soon left YTV, causing Pat to be depressed and locking himself in a crate under protest, until he got a new co-host, which lasted a week.
Did you find a new host yet? Hello? I'm hungry.
Soon after, a new host came, and became one of the most well-known PJs of the Zone.
Alright. Check, test. Hello? Are we ready to go here?
Sugar Lynn Beard. One of those voices you can recognize from a mile away. She helped bring the energy that the Zone really needed in Jenny's absence. Sugar started out on a radio show called Mad Dog and Billy on Kiss 92.5, with her character Sugar Baby. She started this at the age of 19. She also did a bit of voice acting work before her time at the Zone. The most well-known role she did was for a little show called Sailor Moon, as she was the voice of Sailor Mini Moon.
And I'm Sailor Mini Moon!
And in the name of the moon, we shall punish you!
Pat left shortly later, leaving only her at the helm. But soon she was given some help by introducing the other well-known host of the Zone, Carlos.
This field trip seems fishy to me.
Carlos!
Not that Carlos.
What?
There we go, Carlos Bustamante. I'm sorry if I get your last name wrong. With the both of them together, they didn't need puppet sidekicks. Sort of. They were their own puppets, creating characters that would change week after week, including Van Vogel, Pretty Tiffany, Johnny the Brick Wall, and Tito Lemmy. There were more characters that were added, including a gorilla named Stan.
Look at him, Rosa. Nice work, you silly gorilla. You're you're a talking gorilla.
Ew, this
That's
is
enough for
shaving
me.
cream.
Now in this era of the Zone, there were plenty of series that they aired, like Teen Titans, Jackie Chan Adventures, newer episodes of the Powerpuff Girls, but the big shows they aired were the Nicktoons. Jimmy Neutron, Danny Phantom, All Grown Up, My Life as a Teenage Robot, and the big two of the bunch, SpongeBob SquarePants and the Fairly Odd Parents. They played both SpongeBob and Fairly Odd so much on the Zone, to the point where they took up the majority, if not all, of the block. Don't get me wrong, both shows were great in their prime. But keep in mind, the Zone only aired for 2 hours, and at one point in time, both shows were given 2 episodes each in the block. So 2 episodes of SpongeBob, and 2 episodes of Fairly Odd Parents, which took up the entire block. However, in 2007, Sugar left the Zone, to move on to bigger and better things in Hollywood. The week she was leaving, they commemorated her departure with clips from her time at the Zone.
Listen! That's it. There she goes, off to Hollywood, California. Good luck.
Carlos was on his own for several years, but he took it like a champ. Come on, he was fine. Carlos was making new segments including Music Mondays, Quirky But True News Tuesdays, Game Drop Wednesdays, and Throwdown Thursdays. And helming the weekdays and weekends when the Zone took over Saturdays completely. Soon there were new hosts that joined mainly from YTV's attempt at a live music show like American Idol, The Next Star. This was Mark Suki Suknanan. And from the Toronto FC, Toronto's Major League Soccer team, Rachel Bonetta. Both helped during the weekends while Carlos was taking care of the weekdays. In 2018, 11 years after Sugar left, Carlos left the Zone, with a well-done send-off, and began to look to bigger and better things.
I'm so proud of you. From day one, you brought excellence to YTV.
Thank you for being such an impact in, Canada's life.
This is so emotional for me.
So far, he has been a presenter of the Canadian version of Entertainment Tonight. Carlos was the longest-lasting host to ever run the Zone or any block on YTV, being there for 16 years. Rachel Bonetta left in 2014 and became part of Fox Sports 1. Mark Suknanan left the Zone in 2019. So, who are the current runners of the Zone?
Are you ready?
Sounds like fun.
Tyra Sweet on the weekdays, and Spencer Litzinger on the weekends. Spencer has been a part of the Zone since 2018, and have had a few years of experience, whereas Tyra was introduced recently in 2019. Both of these women definitely bring their own brand of wackiness and often work together either for weekdays or weekends. With shows like SpongeBob, Lego City Adventures, The Loud House, and its spin-off, The Casa Grandes, I think the Zone is in pretty good hands. The Zone has been going strong since 1991, and it shows no sign of slowing down, as it is a quintessential part of YTV. After-school blocks may be a thing of the past, but its legacy still lives here. When we come back, let's go from one glorious time of the week to the most well-known, Saturday mornings.
Next time on the YTV Retrospective.
Saturday is just one day. Saturday is just one, never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday is just one day. Why?
Check this out. Check it out.